We had to do this episode for a lot of reasons, but I think we've reached a point where enough's enough. So I brought my friend Matt Kennicott here from High Maintenance and the Cannabis Association of New Mexico, and we're here to talk about some pretty serious stuff in our industry. The last time I had you on the show, we talked about cannabis legislation and I believe it was the session.
Yeah, it was about a year ago last year, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about what was happening in the session and what the average New Mexican could do to be heard, get involved. And since then, there's actually been some stuff happen behind the scenes.
A lot. And
you formed an association.
Yeah.
Along with some other members in the cannabis business community. And yeah, now this session, we're actively fighting for the cannabis industry.
Yep. Yeah, man, it's been a wild year since I was on too. It's we formed the association. We launched back in August, late August of last year. And things are just taking off. Obviously, for those who don't know, you are a board member, one of our great founding board members, and
Thank you.
You're bringing other people on too, which is wonderful. And I feel like we're building something really strong and positive for the industry in the state.
Well, and it was honestly that conversation we had about a year ago when you came on the podcast that made me start thinking about getting involved in local politics. Well, let me take that back. Paying attention to what the fuck's going on that directly impacts me and my business.
Right.
And after doing so, I realized that I need to be there to be a voice for other business owners as well as our industry in a nutshell as a whole.
Yep.
And so, no, I wanted to be involved. I was very happy when you asked me to get involved. And I think that we now have a group of people that care about this industry that are trying to make a better industry.
In our meetings and just interacting with everybody since the course of forming this and actually launching, it's very clear to me that there's a lot of passion, in New Mexico in general for cannabis, but our board especially is passionate about making this industry better for all of us, making it work for businesses, consumers, and everything in between. It's amazing to see.
Not only that, but the amount of intelligence and creative, passion and different walks of life that we see on the board. It's really cool.
Yeah,
New Mexico is an extremely diverse industry. And I think that we often overlook that. And I think that by getting everybody together and kind of talking and networking, you start to see there's so many different minds. And I think together we can really start to shape and help mold this industry to what it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of feel like cannabis in general is coming from the island of misfit toys up into the adult world, and we're helping usher that in. It's a big shift. It's a very big shift, and it's a lot of responsibility, but I think we've got the right team to really move things forward in that direction.
Speaking of team, how many board members do you guys have?
We've got a total of nine board members represented from all across the state. We've got Tony Martinez from Lava Leaf Organics up in Farmington. We have Lindsay Valdez from Zia Toke in Farmington. They're actually a micro licensee and dispensary. We have Will Brandenburg from First Crop in Santa Fe. Donnie from Farmers here in Albuquerque. We've got Barry from Rio Grande Laboratories in Albuquerque. We have Carrie Mackey with Mindscape Dispensary down in Hobbs. Then we've got two out-of-state companies. We have Amanda Metzler from Higher Cultures out of Oregon. We've also got Wild, Annie Rothrock. Wild is the largest edibles manufacturer in the country. They're in 19 states and also in Canada. So we've got a really talented board with a wide
as well
range
as yourself.
Experience. Yeah, and I'm there too.
A Socorro farm over for those that don't know.
I'm terrible about talking about myself.
Yeah. So high maintenance is a Socorro micro.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Correct.
Exactly. So we've got representation all the way from one of the largest MSOs in the country all the way down to the micros. Not only that, we've got experience that's all over the table too, from the political side all the way over to some of the best manufacturing in the country and, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good brains and a lot of talent on this team.
Yeah. No, and man, I'm super glad to be part of it, super proud to be part of it. After getting to spend some time with the board members, and that's just the board, by the way. There's also members. The membership's growing, and there's members from cannabis businesses across the entire state of New Mexico and out of state.
Yeah.
So no, it's felt really good to be part of a group of people that seem to really have a passion for the industry and actually want some sort of change.
Yeah.
And that like you said before is we're stepping out of the island of the misfit toys, and we're stepping into the whole world is starting to acknowledge cannabis as a serious profession, career, business, industry. And yeah, it's about time we get the state to recognize us as such. And I think that's a big reason for our episode today, not only to announce the association, get people jazzed up about it, get people, reading about it, thinking about it, looking it up, and also to get people joining for membership because we need help.
Yep.
The state still thinks we're thugs, criminals, children. And, I think the state has a certain attitude and a certain mind frame about us that's not conducive to any of our businesses.
Right. Exactly.
And nor conducive to a good, healthy, state program. And so one of the biggest goals, I think, of the association is to fix the disconnect.
Yes, absolutely.
I've been saying that word a lot. I've said it in almost every meeting we've had. I've even thought about changing my name to Donnie Disconnect.
Yeah.
Because there is such a gross disconnect between the state and us as an industry.
Yeah.
There are constantly rules, regulation, laws attempting to be passed and being brought forth that greatly hurt the industry, do not help the state. And it seems like there is just this whole, are you guys paying attention?
Right, exactly.
Is anybody watching what's happening? Because, or talking to the people that are involved in this industry?
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
Right.
They're not talking to anybody. And I think the biggest thing we can do as an association is change that.
Yeah.
I agree. Demand that we change that and we are heard. It's been coming up a lot, and, we take it from the American Disabilities Group, but nothing about us without us.
Right.
That, that saying is so powerful.
It is.
States, lawmakers should not be making rules about things that they don't understand. They should not be pushing forth law when they are not talking to the people that it affects. And notoriously, statistically, we've had this problem in this country.
We have.
Of, I hate to say it, but, somebody who doesn't understand a certain thing, making the rules and forcing everybody to follow those rules from a place of not understanding.
Yeah.
This is bad. And in any other industry that these things, if this was happening in any other industry, holy fuck.
Yeah.
The state would be sued. Shit would, heads would be rolling.
Yeah.
But because it's cannabis, misfit fucking cannabis, we're treated still as thugs and criminals.
Yeah.
And that's got to stop.
Yeah. And there's stigma, there's general cannabis stigmas that still need to be broken down, but there's also this side that I don't think a lot of people are aware of. And, I will say we all know that there are operators out there that still behave like criminals and thugs, but that doesn't mean that everybody in the industry is that way. And I think what a lot of this boils down to is really two things. It's education and communication. And those are two things that have been missing since the start of the formation of recreational cannabis in New Mexico. The good news is, and I'm actually really hopeful, I've had some very good conversations with the Cannabis Control Division lately about just that, about communicating and about educating. And they've been really receptive. Now, what we need to do is put a plan in place to make sure that all happens and continues. But I think we can do it and start making some really positive changes for the industry in the state.
Well, and all we want to happen, and I hate to try to speak for everybody, but as an industry, in my opinion, all we really want is to be treated like any other business in this country, and B, at the same time, be treated like fucking adults.
Yeah.
And the shit that I hear and the shit that is proposed is just so disconnected and just sounds horrible.
Right.
Which brings us to HB294.
294, yeah.
Oh, so I'm getting good.
You got it.
I'm fucking paying attention.
First legislative session and you're on it.
HB294. And so what kills me is, let's rewind slightly. We talked a month ago.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, we don't have to be too worried. There's nothing on the ticket, the docket, whatever you want to call it. There's nothing planned for cannabis this year.
Right.
So we need to really just go out and meet these representatives and really try to introduce ourselves.
Yep.
Well, fuck, what is it? 2 weeks into it? There's a huge cannabis bill.
Yeah.
And there was a couple. I think there was some equal access for employers.
Yeah, there's a bill that
cool.
The firefighters are pushing, which is good.
And that's basically for the firefighters, people that have jobs that prohibit cannabis, to be able to use cannabis in their personal time, not on the clock.
Exactly.
In their personal time, and not be persecuted for it or lose their job.
Exactly.
Fucking gold.
It's a good medicinal bill.
California has that, right?
Fucking
there's
gold.
a lot of states that do now. Cali was one of the leaders. Nevada, Colorado. There's a few that have
good for the firefighters for having the balls to stand up and say, hey, we need this.
Yep.
Good for them.
Yep.
Huge support.
Yeah.
So this is the cannabis packaging bill.
Yeah.
It might have another name, but it's the nutshell.
That's right. Cannabis packaging changes.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Now, here's where we come to oh, great, there's some stuff for cannabis in there. Not so much.
Right.
We have a bill that is asking for all cannabis edibles, concentrates, and vapes to be in a unbranded black package with a small or whatever, a certain size sans serif font, white label.
Yeah.
And there might be some other little details in there, but it essentially takes away branding and identification of all of these products. The other thing that's in the bill is, I believe, no food coloring, artificial food coloring.
Right.
So no reds and blues and greens like you see out there, like every adult is able to buy in candy or food or anything else.
Exactly.
Because they're adults.
Yep.
And the other thing, what am I missing? What else is in there?
Let's see, black and white, sans serif, no artificial dyes and food colorings. And there's a full definition of what a cartoon is in the bill now.
Okay.
And which is interesting, and you'll probably get to the part that I'm thinking.
No. Go.
So what I was going to say is, it's interesting that they have a definition of cartoon in there now, because there's already language in the Cannabis Regulation Act with regards to packaging and designs not being appealing to kids, and cartoon is mentioned there too.
Yeah,
so it's already on the books.
And it's funny you say that, because yes, there is. Anybody in the industry, in manufacturing or production, has a certain set of rules they have to follow when they package cannabis, from child-resistant packaging, reusable child-resistant packaging, to no cartoons, not appealing to kids, you name it, THC triangle, certain symbol, certain size. poison control number, FDA warnings, you name it.
Yep.
And like I said, look it up, Google it. There's a lot.
Well,
There's a lot.
As somebody who designs packaging right now, I can tell you I have a spreadsheet right now that has, I think, 24 in the 20s range of data points that I have to meet for regulation. And a good 60% of that has to be on principal display panel, i.e. the front of the package. And the rest of it is split between the back of the package and a QR code.
Yep.
And managing that as a graphic designer is, let's just put it this way. The creative process takes about 20% of the time of product development.
Yeah.
The brand, the creative part, the marketing, the brand identity, all of that stuff. That's like 20 to 30% of my time. The rest of it is literally building compliant package.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You know, for instance, this is one of our chocolate products. You know, of course, it's been branded. We branded it. It has a flavor. It has the dose, the THC, but then it's in a very hard to open childproof box. There's some stories about that. I'll tell you later. And yeah, it has a multitude of different things on the back here that have to meet our compliance. So not only can this, you know, if let's say a child got this and they couldn't read any of this stuff, they're going to have a hell of a time getting in this.
Package is going to stop.
And let's also say that if an adult has been irresponsible and left this where a small child could get it, they're going to have a hell of a time. Now, let's say this child is, you know, 10, 12, I don't know, and they're looking for trouble, you know what I mean? Or whatever, maybe they're not, they're just being curious. And they come across this, they're going to be able to read. THC, bad. Once again, if they've been parented, in my opinion, correctly, they're not allowed to use THC.
Exactly.
And just like other things that might be in their house that they're not allowed to touch, they've been talked to about it and they've been told, hey, don't fuck with this. You know, this is our house rule. You're a child. You don't touch the alcohol. You don't touch the guns.
Right.
You don't touch my THC that I'm allowed to have as an adult and you are not as a child for a multitude of reasons.
Right.
Figure it out. Google it. You know, talk to your kids about it. But in my opinion, with all that there, we are saving children from accidentally stumbling upon this and eating a THC chocolate.
Exactly.
And those rules have been there since when?
I want to say we had medical day rules like that. So they were in the old med regulations. I mean, child resistant packaging has been around for years. And you even taught me that it came from the pharmaceutical world. So it's been tested and tried and proven. And we're doing everything we need to do as an industry that we're required to.
You know what's crazy and doesn't have childproof packaging? Alcohol.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what's crazy and has cartoon, colorful, like White Claws. You got a bunch of White Claws with berries and fruits on the front of them in the fridge that look like a soda.
The goddamn Tide Pod looks like a fucking gummy.
It does. It absolutely
You know
does.
what I mean? I mean, where do we draw the line?
Right. Exactly.
And then, so the state of New Mexico, some group in the state of New Mexico has decided that us as adults and parents are unable to figure this problem out. And so now we need to be told, nope, no more food color, no more fucking branding, put it in a black bag because you people are too stupid to handle this yourself.
That's what it feels like.
It's what it feels like.
Yeah, it absolutely feels
That's
like
what it feels like.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, when I grew up, when I was a young lad, the porno mags, you know, and I'll tell you about how old I am. The pornographic
I'm that old too.
magazines had what over them? They had a black label.
Bags. Yep.
They were in black bags.
Bro, I bought death metal albums that had a black wrapper around them that you like Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, because there were some titties on it?
Or just
Gore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did that stop me
It made you more curious about it. What the hell is behind that black package? Made you more curious.
I think, there was once an approach to alcohol where I want to say it just said beer or XXX or, who knows, Google it, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that comes from Prohibition.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot of this is still attitude and carryover from Prohibition,
you
from
bet your ass.
The failed war on drugs and everything else.
You bet your ass, because the state don't have the fucking balls to call up the alcohol industry and tell them, hey, we're black bagging you motherfuckers. And guess what? No more fruit flavors in the seltzers. No. No more cider. You chill out with that. It's a little appealing to the kids. But you know the difference between us and alcohol, between cannabis and alcohol? Do you know the big difference?
The money.
No. Well, safety-wise. What's the big difference?
Oh, well, alcohol will harm you and cannabis will make you sleepy and probably have a hell of an appetite.
Even worse than harm.
It can kill you.
Yeah,
it can fucking kill you.
Let's just put it this way: if you go to the emergency room, right, because you think you're having a cannabis overdose, you're not going to get your stomach pumped, and you're not going to have to sit in the ER for 24 hours.
Hey, Jess, you got the ability to search how many underage alcohol deaths there are in the state of New Mexico each year?
Asking Perplexity. How many?
Well, you know what? While Jess looks for that, I can tell you I know for a fact the number of cannabis deaths from children each year in New Mexico.
Big fat zero.
It's fucking zero.
Yeah.
And we can keep going because we could talk about pharmaceutical drugs. Fuck. Fentanyl is wreaking havoc on our whole fucking country.
Literally killing. And we've had an increase in overdose deaths in New Mexico.
Yeah. And, obviously alcohol is a huge one. You brought up cleaning supplies.
Go look at your cupboards at home underneath the sink or wherever you keep your cleaning supplies. Look at the Mr. Clean bottle. Look at Fabuloso. Fabuloso looks like grape Kool-Aid to a lot of kids, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. And it smells good, too.
It smells wonderful. That's what we clean our house with. Yeah. It's great. But there's no child-resistant packaging on those. There's no advertising campaigns to keep kids out of cleaning products. You're just expected to teach the child, no, this is not good for you.
Yeah.
That's how it's treated.
Oh, dude, I talked to somebody the other day and they were talking about how their mother-in-law or something, they went to visit them and they were drinking a Truly and they, while getting, whatever in the car.
Yep.
And they asked them, hey, do you want me to drive? And they're like, no, why? I got it. And they said, well, you're drinking.
Yeah.
And they said, oh no, these are my fruit drinks or whatever. These are my seltzers. And they're like, well, look at the top of it. It's got alcohol. The adult didn't even know that they were consuming an alcohol. Now, granted, I'm sure they were fine after one. Yeah. But
still, lessons to be learned. Yeah.
Lessons to be learned is all these other things in the world are allowed to happen and nobody bats an eye.
Right.
But like you said, a kid gets a hold of somebody's, cannabis product.
Yeah.
They start feeling weird. Like you said, have a, heavy night's sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
And now all of a sudden, because they called a helpline, poison control, now all of a sudden the state wants to start making hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars in changes to the local New Mexico business owner. And still no one died.
Yeah, exactly.
Not one child died.
That's exactly right.
So your stats on alcohol, there's two subsets that they look at. There's 0 to 15, and then there's 15 to 24. The 0 to 24 group total is in the hundreds. The 0 to 15 number is in the tens per year, 10s to 20s per year, and the number from 15 to 24 is in the 80 plus per year.
Gotcha.
So couple few hundred kids a year in just New Mexico.
Yeah. If we're talking minors 0 to 18,
or 0 to 21.
0 to 21.
Yeah. So there's more kids dying, it seems like, and don't quote me, but it seems like there's more kids dying from alcohol in the state than there are getting a hold of edibles and calling poison control because they're scared.
Yep.
That they're, it's so, that's wild.
And
still no changes at a state level for that
and
problem.
We're a pioneer industry, really. And there, like I said just a few minutes ago, there's a lot of misconceptions and reefer madness that still happens. A lot of this boils down to education and how we get the information
Is there poison control on the back of every alcohol bottle?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Maybe there should be.
I wonder how many calls they get.
Yeah.
Which is
drunk calls.
Drunk calls, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
ER visits.
Yeah. Because we're not looking at those statistics. That's probably thousands. That's probably tens of thousands.
I'm sure we're all in the proximity of people who party, and there's always a couple people at a party that get blacked out drunk because they can't handle their alcohol, and there's always somebody that needs to watch them.
Yes.
Why do you need to be babysat when you have drunken yourself into a stupor where you can't walk or breathe? Oh, that's because you can vomit and aspirate your vomit and choke to death on your own vomit while you're trying to sleep because you got too drunk. And we're talking one night of fun.
And that's without getting alcohol poisoning.
That's without getting alcohol poisoning.
That's just being too drunk.
That's just being too drunk.
Yep.
And we're not even talking about injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
And not even just driving related injuries. Injuries.
And we've got fucking broed out fucking commercials on TV, pushing, every fucking booze there is.
Yes, absolutely. And appealing to every
you don't think kids watch that shit and be like, oh man, I want to be like this cool ass bro
100%.
on here fucking, slamming his twisting tea with another bro.
Oh yeah, that's exactly
or whatever. Or debonair drinking my fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. And it's crazy that, and to me, there's one answer there. Well, they have money. They're a huge, massive industry, and the state wouldn't dare touch them or do anything, or the lobbying power, or and you probably know a little more about why that. But same reason, big tobacco.
Oh yeah,
barely gets fucked with.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh Jesus.
Well, anymore anyway.
They're big tobacco's serial killers.
Oh, they knowingly
they're mass
put shit in their
murderers.
Products. Yep.
They're
Absolutely.
mass murderers. And they got to do like the truth campaign, and they got to give so many, a fucking tiny hair of a percentage of what they make to like, some PSAs and some like, hey, don't smoke. Smoke is bad. Surgeon General's warning. But they sit there and they're mass murders.
Yeah. Yeah. And
not to be a hypocrite, but I'm a smoker.
They
I smoke
paid
cigarettes.
out tons and tons and tons of money from the really late 90s to the mid 2000s. New Mexico used to have, and probably still does, something called the Tobacco Settlement Revenue Fund. And it was money that came in from the tobacco companies every year to pay for their misdoings. Yeah. Like that's how bad tobacco companies
We don't even want to talk about pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, no.
Don't get them fucking any ideas, because I'm not trying to, we don't want to have to pay for fucking little Timmy grabbing some fucking chocolate and having a fucking rough night.
Yeah.
If they could, they'd make us too.
The big difference is, exactly. Big difference is we're not doing things to adulterate our products to make them kill people.
Oh, yeah, that's the funniest thing. One of the things that I heard about this bill is that originally, there was supposed to be some concentrate caps on the bill. I don't know if it was true or not, but
we've already been through this.
What happens when you say something can only be 60%?
You're just going to hide what it really is.
You're going to cut it.
Yeah.
You're going to cut it with an adulterant. There was already Vapegate. They already fucking realized assholes were cutting fucking distillate with vitamin E acetate and fucking MCT.
Yep. That's right.
You don't want that.
No.
We don't want people cutting pure product by law.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to put this in here.
Yeah.
Fuck what it does to your lungs. I got to do this. So that's another, just shows you how disconnected these agencies are.
Yeah.
How fucked, how disconnected the system that we are forced to abide by is currently.
Yeah, exactly. But that's also why we have a trade association now.
So
we can go back in.
So how do we change it, Matt?
Yeah. Well,
and what are we doing to change it?
I know I've said I've said the word education a lot today, but I truly believe that there is a lot of education that needs to get done. It needs to be on the policymaker side. It needs to be on the regulator side. And by regulators, I don't just mean CCD. I mean, you've personally trained LP Gas Bureau folks, New Mexico Environment Department, we've got work to do with. The municipalities, holy crap, the city of Albuquerque, we're dealing with some issues with them right now that they need education on. Industry, educating within ourselves. Like, education goes so far, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of resources, but it's something that has to be done if we want to advance where we are as an industry. If we want to protect our businesses too. Really, a trade industry exists to protect the businesses that are operating. That's our number one mission. You asked what we've been doing. Oh my God, since August, we've been so damn busy. On the legislative side of things, though, you brought up that we went to Santa Fe and actually met with members. We had an entire legislative day where we had probably close to 20 of us that went around the Capitol all day. We talked with over 40 members of the legislature about cannabis, about the industry, what we're doing, what our goals are. And I think we were very well received. That evening, we held a legislative reception where we set up stations with all of the board members. You all brought your specialties in the industry. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. It was really unique. We set it up like a science fair, so everybody explained cannabis from seed to final sale. We had banking folks there. We had compliant labeling folks there to give a solid education with real hands-on experience.
Well, and we had actual senators that showed up, staffers as well.
Yep.
There was multiple people from the lobby day, from the Roundhouse, but we had actual senators that sat there. And like I told this to somebody else the other day, they spent like 30, 40 minutes at each table, really talking with the local cannabis business owner and learning, their story, what they did, learning about the product. And man, the one thing I noticed with everybody I talked to is they were interested. They weren't just like, oh yeah, fucking pot smokers. What do you got today? Like, hey, but no, they were interested. They wanted to learn, and they wanted to hear, I hate to say it, but our gripes about, what was going on.
Yeah.
And what they could do to make a better industry.
100%.
And you know what? Those people were super smart and super progressive because they realized what I think a lot of the state doesn't realize is cannabis is here to stay.
Here to stay.
And not only that, but we rake in a ton of fucking money for the general fund, and that we don't touch as an industry. And we're money makers for New Mexico.
Oh, absolutely.
We're not going anywhere.
And we're only going to keep making more and more money for the state. It's $1 billion industry. We probably contribute, $300 million in taxes or something like that.
But we are a poor, hurting state. They also, I truly believe the people that showed up see a benefit with cannabis at a medicinal level and a recreational level.
Absolutely.
They see the harm reduction of cannabis next to alcohol, cannabis next to pills, cannabis next to you fucking name it.
Yeah, exactly.
They see the harm reduction. They see the benefit. They see it helping people.
Yep.
I had multiple people telling me that their elders in their family were using this product. Their friends, their whatever. Oh, so-and-so, so-and-so that I love uses this product from your industry, and it's so awesome, and thank you guys.
Yeah.
And man, to hear that and to see that, it just shows, like I said, the people were incredibly smart and it was incredibly progressive, and you saw that the stigma is dropping.
Absolutely. And it was
at a trickle.
Yes.
At a fucking trickle.
For now.
But it's dropping.
Yeah. And it still goes back to what I've been talking about all day so far, education. It was a very educational event.
Yes.
By the way, shout out to Ari from Impact Farms. He's not on the board. He's not a member, but he wants to be involved. So we got him there, and he set up a custom roll bar with these guys. That was cool. We actually had senators and representatives and staff rolling their own joints. It was great.
Yeah.
What better education can you get than doing something hands-on?
Yeah.
We're going to start bringing lawmakers and policy, I call them enforcers sometimes, the regulators, to our farms, to our manufacturing shops, wherever we're doing cannabis business, and get them the hands-on experiences of what we're doing. That's how we drop the stigmas and move the needle.
The people,
on this.
you brought the people from the Department of Pharmacology and Poison Control here for a tour to our facility, and it was great.
It was awesome.
They were awesome.
So many good questions.
They were cool people. Room full of intelligent people.
Super intelligent.
We were talking about drug interactions and we were fucking nerding out, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, none of those people were against cannabis.
No, not at all. And some of them actually made comments that it's really therapeutic for people, which it is.
Well,
it's a traditional medicine.
And what they wanted to do was just stop the flood of calls because they were concerned, because they wanted to help people and put out more education.
Exactly.
And they did. They put out, was it Department of Health that put out the safe storage stuff?
So there's a couple of things.
Yeah.
So in March, there's like a National Poison Control Week or something like that. Poison Control sent me late last month a flyer from the Department of Health medical cannabis program that talks about safe cannabis storage and how to store it, and gives you kind of a checklist for what you need to do to store.
Yeah. And after seeing that, we started something, and then we quickly found that. Yeah. I guess it wasn't circulated very well because I didn't know about it.
No, I didn't know about it either. And I'm on all those websites all the time.
But, I talked to somebody at the state, and we'll leave them anonymous.
Yeah.
And I talked to him about how, to be frank, fucking ridiculous this, SB, 294 was.
HB.
HB.
That's right.
HB. House bill. HB 294 was. And I talked about how out of touch it was, disconnected it was to what the industry actually needs. And I told him, I said, look, as an industry, we can cover the education.
Yeah.
We can help do the education.
Absolutely.
I said, I happen to know a guy.
Sitting behind the third mic.
A guy that, that goes by Jesh the Amazing. And I think we could possibly put something together and create some sort of PSA, some sort of campaign to help educate us adult cannabis users.
Yep.
And kind of let everybody know we got an issue. Because I think a lot of people overlook it. And I think a lot of people think it's a non-issue.
Right.
And I believe it's an issue.
Yeah.
I believe it's a concern.
Yeah.
Do I believe it's a public health emergency? I think that's a thin fucking line. And we don't have to go into, other things like that. But I think it's a problem. And I think as an industry, we are smart enough, we are talented enough, and we have the power to help.
We absolutely do. We absolutely do.
So, not meaning to, I called Jesh and I told Jesh about the bill.
Yeah.
And he says, fuck, there's my fucking job. I'm done. I'm dead. I can't feed myself.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what do you mean, man? You're fucking amazing. What are you talking about? And he's like, well, I'm a graphic designer.
Yeah.
I'm a branding expert in the cannabis industry. And he is.
Yep. He absolutely is.
Jesh brought to life Farmers, Nero, Underdog.
Yep.
God, you name it. Almost our entire catalog has been a, Donnie and Jesh collab.
Absolutely.
Where Jesh has put anything visual you've seen, he's created. So yeah, he said, dude, this is my fucking job. Yeah. And I was like, wow, wait. You know what I mean? Chill out. Yeah. And he's like, no, I'm serious. We got to do something about this. Yep. I want to help.
Absolutely.
So I said, well, let's get Matt, on the line, and let's figure out what we can do to do this. I said, we got to figure out how to put out education for New Mexico.
And there we have Safe Cannabis New Mexico campaign. It's brainchild of the three of us sitting on a call talking about a piece of terrible legislation and how to really make an impact in the state. And I truly think something like this can make a good impact. It's a problem that children are getting into cannabis.
Yeah.
We need to be responsible with not only our consumption, but how we actually store things at home if we have little ones around, or if you're a grandparent or an aunt and an uncle and you have kids that come around.
Well, and that brings up, it's not only kids.
Yeah.
It's also pets.
Absolutely.
And we really, yes, the state, I don't think the state's main goal was to save the pets.
No.
But when we started talking about, underage consumption, children accidentally getting into product, we started talking about dogs and pets accidentally getting into product.
Yeah.
And we started sharing some, experiences.
Yeah.
I'm a heavy dabber.
Mm-hmm.
So I got dirty Q-tips around my station where I dab.
Yep.
And, my dogs like them. And it's bad because they get into them.
Yeah.
They turn into bobbleheads.
Yep.
They, dogs can have like 1 milligram of THC.
And they're done.
Well, that's about what they can handle.
Oh, gotcha.
Anything past that, they're toast.
Yeah.
So 5 milligrams, I mean, shit.
Yep.
20, 30, 40, whatever is soaked into a Q-tip.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucks them up.
And flour, they don't have to decarb either. You see raw flour.
THC literally evolved for it to do that to animals, so it didn't eat the cannabis flower. It's literally a defensive mechanism to harm animals.
But the little bastards like it.
They love it. And our little Pancita got knocked down a tray of
We're talking
flour.
about dogs and pets.
Yeah, pets and dogs. She's a little Frenchie. She knocked over a rolling tray the other night, actually the night before.
Mine are
the day we
Frenchies
talked
too,
about all
so
this
I'm
stuff.
wondering if it's a Frenchie thing, but they like
They like to cause trouble too.
and it's fucking scary.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they get fucked.
Yep.
Oh, they get fucked quick.
Slobbering all over the place.
Oh, dude, pissing on themselves. They'll bobble. They start to and they do not have a good time with it.
Exactly.
It is not like sleep it off. They eventually do.
Yeah.
They don't
eventually.
die. They don't die.
Right.
They eventually do.
Mm-hmm.
They sleep it off, but it's scary.
Yeah, it is.
And so I can only imagine if your young child, if your toddler or whatever got a hold of something, it would be super scary.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a father of 3 children. I've had 3 different toddlers, and I've had cannabis products in my house always.
Yeah.
Always. I've used since we won't even say that.
A long time ago.
We won't even say that in this podcast, but I've used for a long time.
As Dirty would Harry say, statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations. I used a long time.
Yeah.
But you know what? My kids don't use.
Yeah.
Let me take that back. My oldest is 25. He does use.
Yeah.
He got a medical card when he was 18. And so but my underage children don't use. And they never got into cannabis.
Well,
they never stumbled upon my edibles, my dabs, my weed.
Yeah.
They never,
did
knock
you guys
on wood,
have
obviously.
Conversations about it in the house?
Of course.
Yeah. So, I mean,
of
you guys are talking about it and normalizing it, and making it, hey, this is mom and dad's. This is not something for you.
It was my career.
Yeah.
So they were fully educated on it.
Right.
As well as the guns in my house, as well as, anything else, the alcohol in my house.
Right.
They were educated on it, and they knew that they didn't touch it.
Don't touch the hot stove. It's going to burn you.
They knew that there was a reason they wouldn't touch it.
Right. And it's because you had those conversations to normalize it so much and educate them. And that's where we can step in as an industry association to help spur those conversations. And honestly, over the last few days, the work has come together just beautifully between the 3 of us trading ideas.
Yeah.
And, Jesh stood up an incredible website, safecannabisnm.com. And our hope at the start is to spur the conversation and then have this develop into a full-fledged public relations campaign where you see advertisements on TV, hear them on the radio, they hit you in the face on social media. Like, this is a big plan that we're putting together and putting in place to start a conversation about this stuff.
When talking with poison control, when talking with the people that we've talked to at the state level and hearing their concerns, in my mind, and I would say collectively in our minds, there's nothing else. There's no other thing we could do.
No.
We have to educate.
Have to.
And there's no reason to knee jerk and cost anybody any amount of money. There's no reason for anybody to lose their business. We just need to educate the adults in these states, we need to educate the adults in this state and treat them like adults.
Treat them like adults. Exactly.
And you know what? Remind the state that, hey, cannabis is here to stay and we can handle this.
Yeah.
We can be mature about this.
Yep.
And we can go about this just like many other regulated markets.
Yep.
And we can function and we can thrive.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And my goal with this too, all of our goal with this is to bring those government partners to the table in partnership with this thing as well. That way it's an industry-led initiative, and we've got our regulators and everybody else that's in this, the Poison Control Center, Department of Health, maybe even the Education Department, helping spread this message and keep the conversation open.
Oh, 100%. We want to collaborate.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want the state involved.
100%.
We want everybody involved.
Yep.
We want to steer it.
Yeah.
Because we want it to be for...
We want it to be initiative
We
by
want
the
it to
industry.
be for adults by other adults that have respect for those adults. So take that as you will. But we want to steer it, and we want to show that we can handle this as an industry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Of adults.
Yeah. Well, and we're always talking about a self-governing industry and making sure we handle things as an industry. I think this is an excellent first step in that direction.
And here's the demand we have as an industry, as a real career, as a real adult thing.
Yeah.
We want to be included.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to be included in further law and further regulation that is put on the table.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's too much to ask.
And we want to do it collaboratively.
PSA to all politicians, we're also constituents.
Oh, 100%.
I'm a voter.
Yeah.
And I fucking vote.
And that's part of what the association does, is make them aware that we're here and we are your constituents too. So,
well, and you know what? You know what else? We pay taxes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I pay
to circle back to
fuck ton of taxes.
To circle back to that, 2/3 of the excise tax from recreational cannabis goes to the general fund, which total has been about $270 million since recreational started.
Yeah.
So we're likely in the $300+ million in
Easily.
excise tax since recreational began.
Yeah, and a portion, the other portion of that goes back to the municipalities and counties. Plus, don't forget, in the retails, we pay gross receipts tax on top of that. So we're even consumers of cannabis are taxed
we're
out
also
the nose.
employing people.
Oh yeah,
we're paying in Social Security. We're paying all of workman's comp, all of that stuff, healthcare, all that jazz.
We need to stand up.
Yeah,
and we need to be taken seriously, and we need to not accept anything less.
Right.
As a state, as an industry, as the people that are paying into what we do as a state. Nothing about us without us.
Right.
And I think that's as simple as it gets. Just involve us. Just involve us. You got
Absolutely.
a problem? You got a problem? Too many kids got a hold of edibles?
Yeah.
Let us try to make a difference.
Yeah.
And so, they don't even need to let us, because we're going to do it anyways. Yeah. We've identified there's a problem, and we're going to do something about it.
Yeah.
And I think that the state then needs to back off and allow the regulations in place to be enforced, and let's.
Well, I mean, and let's talk about that. From my understanding, we didn't know this was a problem until we got a bill slapped in our face that it was a problem, and that there is now some overreaction to the problem. So it's not like they came months earlier and said, "Hey, poison control calls, whatever." we're getting calls, my higher ups are saying, hey, this is a problem. We don't want to introduce any kind of harsh overregulation. How can we work together to fix this problem?
Yeah. And I think in the back of our minds, all of us in the industry have always known, we need to talk about this stuff. Now we're actually at a point where we've got an organization in place that can take action. You're right. We really didn't know that there was a quote unquote serious issue out there. But we're being proactive about it now.
You're right. And now we're doing something about it. But to be honest with you, Jess, I don't think they have enough respect for us to approach us. And I think that's where we need to kind of push our weight around a little bit and say, hey guys, let's have a little respect.
Yeah.
Please treat us like adult tax-paying business owners. Yeah. And let's come to a logical. We get it. We're not going to hold it against you that you've been disrespectful.
Yeah.
We're going to move forward because we're logical, rational adults.
Yeah.
And we're going to forget about the past and let's move forward and let's be normal adult businesses and let's be treated the same as other adult businesses.
In that vein too, I've been very encouraged by conversations I've had with regulators, with folks at CCD, folks in other departments, and I believe the respect is growing, and we're creating a seat at the table for ourselves that really hasn't been there in the past. We haven't had a lot of consistency in this industry with the representation we've had at the table, and I think we're going to be here to show that we're here to stay. We're going to be a powerhouse. And
I think there's been a handful of soldiers.
Yeah.
Shout out Tony.
Yes, absolutely.
Tony's been beating at the gate, climbing the hill, talking at every state, everything, hearing, open, whatever. But I don't think he's had the backing.
No, and that's what I mean.
And now he does. Yeah. Now he does. And
Yeah.
I think as the association grows, now we can go together.
Yes.
And we can say, hey, we're not going to take it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and we ain't going to take it.
And thanks for clarifying that too, because it's the organizational consistency
Power
that
in
needs
numbers.
to be there. 100%.
Power in numbers. And you know what? Not only our reception that people volunteered to come to in Santa Fe, but also at the Roundhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was treated with warm reception. I was treated with respect.
Yeah.
I got some good handshakes.
Yep.
I wasn't treated like a thug or a criminal or a child.
Yep.
And I think we had a lot of good talks. Shit. We found out, there was a lot of board members that were familiar with different people in different positions at the Roundhouse. So it felt good.
It felt very good.
It felt welcoming. It felt familiar. And so I think that moving forward, breaking the gap, connecting the disconnected parties is an achievable thing.
Yeah. Well, and I think one thing people need to remember too is legislators up to this point have only really seen cannabis up there and talking to them when there's a problem they're trying to stop. And that's not how you want to have a relationship with folks. We don't do business that way in New Mexico. We make really good personal one-on-one connections. And really part of this is keeping, and maintaining those strong relationships on a personal level.
Here's a wild fucking idea.
Mm-hmm.
How about a bill? You ready for this?
Yeah.
How about a bill that helps the industry?
Yeah, exactly.
How about fixing some of the regulation that ain't that great?
Exactly.
How about a bill that helps us? I know this crazy place they could start.
Mm-hmm.
They could start with the unregulated hemp products.
100%.
That are sold out of state products that come from all over the country that fill into this loophole farm bill bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Those products are sold all over.
Absolutely.
Including from the big beverage industry in Target, Total Wine.
Shit.
At the
gas stations.
local Circle K now.
Yeah, and you want to talk about safe cannabis. None of those people are going to follow any fucking regulations or have childproof packaging.
Do they got the cans? Do they got childproof tops on those cans?
No.
I
walk in.
Crazy,
I
dude.
walk into Circle K in Socorro the other day, and this big yellow banner on the door with black letters says THC beverages sold here. So I walked over to the cooler.
But the cans are probably all black. No branding.
Oh, you would think. But
just says THC on them, right?
I pulled it open.
No.
I pulled the damn door open. The first 2 shelves were filled with these beautifully colored cans.
Of course.
Bright
Looks like a bunch of juices and fucking seltzers.
Exactly. And there's no child proofing or child resistant packaging to it at all.
No.
And it's just right there in the
wide
open.
What? And you know what? You could go into any sleazy smoke shop in the fucking state, and they got THC of all forms.
All forms.
THCO acetate. Last time I checked, that was a fucking analog. HHC, hydrogenated. Yeah, don't even get me started. They got 3-4 isomers. You got Delta 8, you got Delta 10, you got Delta 11. They got 3-4 isomers. They got THCA. All from all over the country, unregulated.
Yeah.
Unregulated. The other thing, depending on how sleazy the smoke shop is, I could get some kratom.
Yeah.
I can get some kratom. I can get some dick pills. I can get some fucking like white rhino or whatever I don't know the name of it. You know,
I think you do.
I could purchase all that. I don't know, are bath salts still around? Probably get some bath salt, some fucking spice. I can get all that shit.
Yep.
Nobody's blinking at any of that. No. And in fact, when it's brought up to a lot of the people at the state level, they just kind of shove it off, be like, oh, silly.
Yeah.
We don't have directive for that. We don't have time or money, which is what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
They throw their hands up.
Well, and look, let me be clear too. We're not talking about banning anything. We're talking about regulating.
Jesus, Larry Barker went to the gas stations.
Yeah.
They were all fucked. They all had pesticides in it. They're all fucked.
At the very least, we need testing for these products. And quite honestly, hemp should move into the cannabis product anyway, into the cannabis regulation anyway.
Man, we meet with Jonathan Gerhardt.
Yep.
Am I saying that right?
Gerhardt. Yep. From Environment.
And that poor dude, great guy, but this poor bastard's sitting there like, man, guys, I want to help.
I want the authority.
I have no fucking jurisdiction.
Yeah.
I have no authority.
Yep.
I'm basically this guy that they put here, this nice guy, nice, smart, intelligent guy. We've worked with him for years.
Yep.
And they have taken any and all power that I have.
Yeah.
And I'm just meant to sit here and get yelled at by you guys.
Yeah, exactly. No,
and he does. He took it.
And
he took it. He was like, I want this changed.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up, man.
And I'll say too, kudos to Jonathan too, because he
not smashing him at all.
No, he came into what could have been the lion's den, was very honest with us, and
stand-up guy.
He has had really good communication with the industry.
Yep.
I'm very happy with.
He's been great.
How he's been handling.
He's been good since the beginning of the hemp days. He did a good job.
Yeah.
But man, they've taken all this guy's teeth, and he just
they haven't given him teeth. Either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's got to sit there and you know what I mean? It's amazing that he's still there.
Yeah, exactly.
He still cares about the program enough to fucking try.
Yeah.
But he's basically regulating a super small group.
Yeah.
And he's like, all my guys are in compliance. These other guys, I can't say anything to them.
Yep. That's
and
right.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
And so before we start attacking a highly regulated, treated like children industry, why don't we just fucking make some changes around us?
Yeah, exactly.
To people that aren't regulated, aren't following the rules. I mean, you'd imagine at a state level, some fingers could be snapped.
Absolutely.
Some bills could be proposed, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's the same way.
And you know what? Quite frankly, the hemp stuff could fall within the jurisdiction of the new Cannabis Law Enforcement Bureau.
Yeah.
That's potentially something that those guys could go and investigate. So there's tools out there too.
Is there any directive for them to do so?
I don't know. That's a good question, and maybe something I'll ask actually. And I'll get the
I'd
state's
love to be
opinion on it,
proven
too.
wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go out on a wild guess and say that they probably don't have directive. And the reason I say this is because I believe they are there to enforce cannabis licenses, correct?
Well, actually, in my conversations so far with CCD, no licensed cannabis business has been contacted by them for like any kind of investigation or anything. they're actually going after
people operating without a license.
Exactly. So they're doing what the mission was that they were set out to do. I kind of wonder though if smoke shops aren't, or not just smoke shops, but places selling THC beverages don't fall within that, because we're pretty clear you have to have a license in New Mexico to sell THC.
You know, in the state of Albuquerque, or the city of Albuquerque,
sometimes they think their own state.
Banned. Depends on which city member you ask.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe they banned intoxicating cannabinoids on the hemp side.
And they regulated some too, like the beverages, for example. You know, you can still sell THC hemp beverages in certain settings with notifications and all that kind of stuff.
You know,
for the record, I'm not for the prohibition of any fucking cannabinoid or anything cannabis nor hemp.
I don't think any of us should be.
I need that stated, that I'm not against.
Asking for regulation isn't asking for prohibition.
No.
There's a difference, and we are regulated.
Yeah,
and we jump through flaming fucking hoops, you know what I mean, to make sure that we do the right shit. And so it's not even a say, oh, I want to persecute one group or another. It's literally, if you're going to operate and profit from the same fucking chemicals that, you know, or drugs or plants that I profit from, we should get equal regulation.
100%.
And to also be clear, I am not, and nor have I ever asked for regulation. But I am forced to live under regulation.
Yeah, but it's a reality.
And it is a reality. So I feel there needs to be a fair playing field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No question.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Treat me like a fucking adult. Yeah. Make it fair.
Yeah.
Don't tax me more than you tax Joe Schmo's fucking business.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, let's have a good life. Let's go about I'll work hard. You guys fucking suck in all the fucking free money from the hardworking people and just don't fuck with me.
Yeah, exactly. And what's the tagline too? One plant, one policy. I mean, truly, that's really how it should be. All of us need to be under that umbrella.
It's not even a philosophical conversation. This is a practical conversation.
Yeah.
Regulation's here. It's not going away. Mm-hmm. So we can only really have conversations about the reality we live in, and we live in a world, in a state right now that regulates recreational cannabis.
Right.
And it's that simple.
Well, just wait till the feds come along. There's going to be more regulation.
That's a whole different conversation.
Like, oh my God, yeah.
Talking about the third-party products and the shit you can buy at the regular store and stuff, it has me thinking. There's no way for them to really say, oh, well, it's regulated cannabis that these poison control calls are coming in from. So how many, you know, street dealer edibles from the homie down the block?
Yeah, who knows?
Or the smoke shop edibles, or the drinks from Total Wine got a kid sick and they got a poison control call. And now we're catching the heat, dude, and they don't even pay taxes.
Dude, to add insult to injury, they displayed, what was it, like 4 pictures? They displayed, they displayed like 4 fucking pictures of non-regulated products.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking yummy bears, fizzy pop.
Right.
Dude, they were like intentionally like to entice kids. No THC symbols on a motherfucking, even in the pictures. Mm-hmm. They were all like knockoff, fucking looked like knockoff, like generic dollar store, like weird candies. And they weren't. They were hemp products, hemp industry, or even maybe black market products.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize
almost black market.
I didn't recognize a single fucking one of them.
Yeah.
But once again, disconnect. And honestly, the way I took it was straight up propaganda. Mm-hmm. Well, don't show me this and tell me it's for this industry. Don't show me this shit that's not in the industry and tell me it's for this industry.
Well, disconnect Donnie, that's another disconnect, honestly.
Huge.
But it's one of those things too where that's their fucking responsibility. It's not our responsibility to regulate the black market or to enforce the law on the black market or the gray market. That's not our responsibility.
Or to even enforce what's already on the books. We've got rules and a law on the books that says packaging should not be attractive to minors. We can look all over the state and find examples of even regulated product that it is. So where are the regulators on this is my question.
And like I said, I think a simple level of respect and a little bit of back and forth adult conversation could solve all of this.
Yeah.
And stop wasting time with bullshit bills
and money
and bullshit effort, time. Yeah, somebody was paid to write this bullshit up.
Mm-hmm.
Stop wasting fucking time. Take us serious. Stop treating us like children, and let's move forward.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the association is here to help immensely.
Yeah. So there's, outside of the legislative session, they still meet in committees. So starting in April, what'll happen is a committee of all of the leadership in the legislature will get together, and they'll help plan out with these they call them interim committee chairs because it's the interim period between legislative sessions. The interim committees will be formed. They'll decide a schedule. They'll talk about all kinds of topics. The good news for us is we'll be at the table at a bunch of those meetings, educating about what we're doing and really putting in the room, we're a serious adult industry. We're it was put to me really well the other day. We're adults in the room now, so we need to act like adults, but we also need to be treated like adults.
100%.
And part of that is taking part in this process and making sure that we're doing our part to say we're the industry and this is how things work.
I think that's huge. And I think we need, as an industry, we need to demand that some sort of advisory panel is put together of cannabis business owners to talk with these regulators.
Yeah.
We don't want to beat nobody up. We don't want to yell at anybody. We don't want to call anybody names.
Right.
We are professional. This is my podcast. I can say whatever I want. So outside of my podcast, we can be professional. I can be calm.
Yeah.
We can all be calm, and we can come at this in a logical, rational way. But to continue to make laws and attempt to pass laws that directly affect us without any influence from us is wrong.
So we, in the Cannabis Regulation Act, we have the CRAC, the Cannabis Regulatory Advisory Commission or Committee, something like that. And originally, in the original draft bill before what we have now was passed, that CRAC actually had teeth. It had an industry representation, folks from government, everything else. And the CCD was supposed to consult with that group, amongst other things like doing the demand studies. And in the now what we have, Cannabis Regulation Act, it's completely watered down where they call them advisory, but there's no requirement for any regulator to take their advice. So one of the things we can do at CANM, and it's definitely on the agenda, is to change that advisory committee so there's more representation from industry.
Who's currently on the committee?
Right now, it's a bunch of government officials, a patient, a doctor, or I think a holistic practitioner, and there's one spot, and I need to talk with CCD about this, for a cannabis trade group. There's no room for operators or anybody like that. And really what we need to do is reform it. There many other legal states have a group like that is has teeth to it. And New Mexico needs that too.
Every single person on that board should not only be, at minimum, be a cannabis consumer and or cannabis operator, cannabis business owner.
You need that representation.
Because, and I'm talking every spot on that. Yeah, if they want a doctor, cool. Yeah. But that doctor should definitely be a cannabis
advocate.
Yeah, at the very least.
And a cannabis studied. I mean, we were talking about, shout out Dr. Riley and her, as a drug interaction specialist. And so she has physically studied how drugs interact with the brain. She is specifically focused on cannabis, the different cannabinoids, the different isomers, the different everything, terpenes, flavor.
Shout out Network of Applied Pharmacognosy.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Check them out. That's their website, Network of Applied Pharmacognosy.org.
We'll link it. No, Dr. Miyabi, Dr. Riley, they're great.
They're doing amazing work.
Two incredibly intelligent women that are out there totally destigmatizing and teaching and studying and getting the country the world excited about cannabis research.
Yeah.
And they're trying to really hard to get some tangible data that they can take back and say, hey, we're doing real consumer, not fucking mice and rat studies.
Actual consumer
studies.
Yep.
Where,
And they have a lot of really good data already.
Yeah,
they're killing it.
They got some gold on their website, and consumers can interact with them.
Yeah.
They can take part in studies.
Well, she's got a really good podcast too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dr. Riley just released her book not too long ago, Reefer Wellness. Check it out. It's a great book, fucking well put together. It looks awesome. So yes, a doctor like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not, the doctor
He's
that's
just some
scared
Joe
to
Schmo.
write medical scripts because he doesn't understand it or they don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly.
We have got to erase the stigma, and we've got to space at the table needs to be made for us.
Absolutely.
As an industry.
Well, I think in a lot of ways too, we're going to build the table.
Yeah.
And that's the point of being in the position we're in right now is we're going to build the table and we're going to bring the people to it.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to sit at an old crusty table.
Yeah. Or throw the table through the fucking wall.
Yeah, exactly.
If we need to.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Just kidding.
But this is our industry. We're the ones that are building it. So we need to. We need to
this
create
is
what
where
we
there's
want.
frustration. There's frustration, and we need to be taken serious.
Absolutely.
And so I think this has been really nice for us to sit down.
Absolutely.
I think this is unfortunately a great time for people to join the association.
Yeah. How do they do that?
And the reason I say
Good
unfortunately is because it sucks that they're forcing crazy shit on us.
Yeah.
But this is time to get together and join the association.
So check out nmcannabis.org/membership. That has all of our membership information on there. We've got 3 tiers of membership, very affordable. We want everyone from the smallest business to the largest to participate, including ancillary businesses. We've got so much really cool shit on the agenda and things that we want to accomplish, and actually going back to our legislative reception, I think doing things like that also help break down that stigma of it's not just a bunch of stoners. Yeah, we're stoners, but we can do serious shit too. And we got a lot of compliments on how we put that together because it wasn't it wasn't your typical cannabis thing.
No, it wasn't sloppy at all.
We're gonna keep doing more things like that as well. Yeah. And there's a lot of room here for a lot of people to get active and participate with us. I'm going to be going around the state after legislative session with our monthly membership meetings, holding those in different locations. I've made a commitment to one representative out of the Chaparral area. I don't know if she wants me mentioning her yet. But she is really becoming a strong cannabis advocate, has a great connection with her operators down there. And I told her we'd do a town hall meeting in her district. And we're going to go do that in other legislators' districts too. It's education. Plus, it helps us understand and stay more connected with our fellow operators out there and what their concerns are.
Yeah.
That's how we build a better, stronger industry together.
Well, and after meeting with senators, after going to the Roundhouse, after having the reception that we did, the tide's changing.
It is.
The guard, whatever, change of the guard, the old guards, getting old.
Yep.
And there's a lot of younger, and I say younger, people my fucking age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're still kind of younger.
I'm like half young, I guess. There's a lot of people moving into the state level and the political sector that care about these issues.
Absolutely.
And that care about cannabis as an industry, as a right that I believe people should have. And so I think you're going to see better stuff for the future.
Absolutely.
But they got to listen to us.
Yeah.
They got to talk to us. They got to at least consider our fucking opinion.
And I think that tide is changing and is going to change. I really feel like we're being taken more seriously already, and really that's just going to keep growing, I think. A couple things I want people to remember. One is we all need to work together to make our industry better and stronger. And I think we're off to a really good start on that. We're seeing good momentum building this organization and people starting to get involved. 2, with the bill, cannabis and cannabis culture is not black and white. We're not flat. The culture is vibrant. colorful, full of characters and different music and just everything that you can think of. Cannabis is incredible, and it brings people together. And trying to take that away, it does nothing to help a cause that you're going after.
Oh, it's a huge smack in the face.
It's a big smack in the face. And really, we can avoid this by talking and keeping the lines of communication together and open. And like I've said, I'm encouraged by the communication that we're getting from our regulatory partners. And third part, let's keep the conversation going so we can make sure that we can get parents educated about the safe storage of cannabis. I want everybody to visit safecannabisnm.com. Take a look at that. If you are a cannabis company in New Mexico and you want to get involved, there's a great form down at the bottom for partners that do get involved. We've got plans to have dispensary displays, cannabis lockboxes, all kinds of stuff. We'll get your logo up on the website too, so we can show that you're committed to this campaign with us.
Well, and not only is the association going to be there, but Safe Cannabis New Mexico is going to show the state that we got this.
We got this.
Chill out.
We got
Chill
this.
out. We're all adults. We got this. It's
Yep.
not the end of the world.
Yep.
Nobody died.
Yep.
And we're going to put out the education and ensure that less and less kids and pets are getting a hold of cannabis products.
That's right. Let's stop talking about being an industry-led whatever and actually do the industry-led thing. I think this is a great first step in that direction. It'll open a lot of conversation and build a lot of trust too, I think.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out today.
Good time.
I'm really happy, proud to be part of the association.
Well, and thanks for being there too.
Yep. And how
your
can
leadership
people,
is awesome.
How can people find the association?
NM_cannabis2 on Instagram, and also high maintenance NM3 on Instagram. You're going to see Veronica all over that doing cool stuff around the state. Lots for farmers. Got a great partnership there.
Cool.
So yeah, those are the two best places to find us.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again. And yeah, we look forward to watching this bill hopefully die.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and paying attention and being active and what happens from here forward.
100%. Thanks, Donnie.
Awesome. Thank you, man.